Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video right here on Solana. Wanted to do a full update. We've had some bullish momentum over the course of this weekend, aka yesterday, Sunday. Saturday was very flat. I just wanted to in general keep you updated on the current situation for Solana, what is most likely in terms of, can we short term get a move into the value area high, which you can see right here, which I'm going to extend right here, or is it more likely that we're going to touch that value area low? Now, ultimately, on the higher time frames, Solana is very stable, right? You can see that all the rolling VWAPs right here are flat, right? So they are not really indicating any trend at this point of time. And the 50 EMA is flat, the 200 EMA is flat and not really being respected. So on the higher time frames, what I would say is that, what we're waiting for with Solana here is a pretty major breakout. And I am fairly certain that this summer we are going to get that, all right? So a major breakout. That could be a bullish breakout, could be a bearish breakout. That is something I'll keep you updated on at this point of time. I can see it going both ways, all right? Both technically and fundamentally. A breakout like of this caliber, right? Because right now the main resistance levels are either 160, breaking above that would be pretty major, or we're going to break down below our main support at 142. Breaking down below that would also be pretty major. So a breakout like that is most often fueled by fundamentals, right? So for Solana, that could be market fundamentals. So that has to do with the broader financial markets or Bitcoin, which, I mean, there's a lot of reasons why that could happen. But at this point of time, there's nothing brewing, right? One of the main things you should look at for a potential breakout fueled by that is the S&P 500, the stock market. Or it could be Solana specific, right, with the ETF. And I've spoken about that before. And I've said that I think the ETF, at least short term after launch, is actually more of a sell the news effect and can actually drive selling more than institutional buying. So yeah, but those are things I'll keep you updated on. And ultimately, at this point of time, we see nothing like that. All right, we see quite a lot of stability here with Solana, because even though I think the ETF can cause some bearish pressure, at this point of time Solana is holding on very well. On Sunday we had a strong move down, and you can see we left some imbalances, but I do think it's most likely, and that's partially based on what I'm seeing from Solana here, which is stability, shallow pullbacks after quite an imbalanced move. So it's partially based on that, partially based on what I see from the markets, right? A lot of coins look like this, and if I see Bitcoin looking like this, it matters even more. And Bitcoin is also respecting, it has already tested some of those imbalances, respected those very well. So I think on a day like today, a Monday, which is usually quite volatile, but also after a long weekend, like, you should be prepared for volatility, right? And I think with Solana, the main area that we can tap into is this area right here between 150 and 149. So a pullback into that area, I think is quite likely. However, I do think we'll find support there, and I do think it's more likely, slightly more likely, because of the recent price action and because of my thoughts on the general markets. I think it's a little bit more likely that we're going to test those highs up here towards 160. So those are my thoughts. Hopefully that helps. It's a little bit of a short analysis, but I covered everything you need to know, right? I mean, next video we'll talk about the fundamentals again, the network fundamentals, the network metrics for Solana. Are quite good as well, but I've spoken about that so much already in the last two months, that I don't think that's necessary anymore in every video. And by the way, this area right here at 149.5 looks like a pretty good long opportunity as well, as long as the move down into that area is not fueled by fundamentals. That is important. But those are my thoughts. I think that's what you need to know regarding Solana for now. So if you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments. For now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.